Those who don't know, Larry Leith, the Kerr County Sheriff. How we're going to run this, I'm going to talk a little bit, and then the city manager talk. We're going to take very few questions. Starting tomorrow, we're going to do 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. tomorrow for y'all. We're doing the best we can to get you as much information as fast as we can. As I tell you today, and I expect tomorrow and the next couple of days, information's changing rapidly and quickly. Got a few notes here. We continue to have hundreds of first responders on the ground, water, in this search and rescue process. We have a lot of people here. We got a lot of help. We're very fortunate. Here's some new updated numbers for y'all. As of 5:30, we have recovered 43 deceased individuals in Kerr County. Among these who are deceased, we have 28 adults and 15 children. 12 adults pending identification and 5 children are pending identification at this time. Our missing persons call center is open to those reporting missing loved ones. The phone number is 830-258-1111. Repeating, 830-258-1111. We also are accepting these reports via email at floodrecovery@co.kerr.tx.us. Repeating, floodrecovery@co.kerr.tx.us. Please provide the last known location, identifying information if possible. We appreciate the assistance we're receiving from all levels of government, from local agencies to state and federal agencies responding. I tell you, the governor has assured us, along with the federal government, that we will have all the resources we need, and we do have that. We've got all the resources we need. We're in really good shape to keep going for several more days. I want to tell y'all something. I appreciate y'all's cooperation. We will try to get you as much updated information as we can, starting tomorrow at 10 and 3 o'clock. Once again, as your Kerr County Sheriff, I assure you we're going to do everything along with our partners, and we'll be on this till we find the last body. At this time, I'm going to turn it over to our city manager, Dalton Rice.
So, he said 43 people total, now confirmed dead. 15 of those are children. Let's continue listening.
She's out with, with the teams. He's kind of checking on everybody. Just like everybody else, we all need to take, downtime to include y'all. So make sure, y'all are taking care of yourselves as well. We're in a marathon, and we got to make sure we always think about that and look after each other. So a couple updates. Since 6 a.m. this morning, we've had a combined primary clear, so aerial and ground, of about 100-meter distance on either side of the Guadalupe River, from 1 mile north of Camp Mystic up through Hunt and Ingram. So we talked about that briefly this morning. Excuse me. We talked about that briefly this morning. So 100 meters on each side, they are continuing operations on that. We are also working on operations within the city of Kerrville as well, again, along the riverbanks, as since the waters have receded some. We are working on, again, we talked about downtime. We are working on locations for first responders to make sure that they do have, their adequate downtime and their rest. We're constantly going through kind of shift management cycles to make sure that our first responders and our crews and teams are taken care of. Public works, so water is looking good. We've identified some leaks. We've been able to shut those leaks down or isolate those leaks. We will be likely operating off of well water probably for the next foreseeable about 4 weeks is what we're projecting. So we're not going to be pulling surface water for about 4 weeks. With these type of events, there's a lot of debris, there's a lot of chemicals, a lot of gasoline, a lot of other contaminants that are in there. We are working with TCEQ and other partners in there to make sure that we get these issues addressed as quickly as possible. We get a lot of information for people who are wanting help. Excuse me. A lot of people who are wanting information to help. Best thing you can do, especially right in your small local area, don't go out into major areas. Public Works mentioned just, hey, pick up a little bit of debris in your trash cans or your trash bags. Keep it local, but stay out of the major areas. Everything is still, very, very dangerous, very hazardous conditions. Let me pull up our KPUB utility report. Of course, it went away. So KPUB still has approximately 600 customers that are without power. The largest remain outage customers are west of Ingram, south of 39, along South Fork of Hunt. KPUB issued a mutual aid request on July 4th. 50 personnel and utilities and contractors from across Texas are coming in to support operations and restoration. Hunt or South Fork sustained extensive storm-related damage, including approximately 40 downed power poles with widespread tree and flood debris, heavily damaged infrastructure. Restoration in these remaining areas will be lengthy and complex, and customers should prepare for multi-day outages. Customers outside of these remaining areas still experiencing an outage should report it to KPUB by calling KPUB's outage line at 855-959-2496. But power has been restored to most of the other customers. Like I said, about 600 are still remaining. A lot of the county is also on Aqua Texas or private wells. We try to get information on that, but we don't have a lot of information as far as private wells are concerned or the status of Aqua Texas. But a big bulk of what we had coming through the Guadalupe is within the city limits, which is on the city limit, or city water supply. Aqua Texas and some of those other public water systems are typically outside of what we're thinking is the damage area, but we have not had any reports from Aqua Texas on outages. And with that, we will take a couple questions.
Is the recovery for some of we're hearing some recovery of bodies in Louise Hayes Park, and the other part of that question is how many red tag buildings are now along the river that the Kerrville Fire Department has issued?
Yeah, so when you talk about red tag, you're talking about like condemned buildings. Obviously out here, the damage is extensive. Right now, we're really focused on life safety. We are focused on search and rescue. Search and rescue is the priority. So we're not really red tagging buildings. Now we do have structural teams come out. They will mark stuff. You'll see spray paint. A lot of that is to identify where we've at least primary searched. But we are not going into the structural side of things unless it poses a risk to first responders. Our primary focus is on search and rescue of every single person involved, and we'll continue through the night to make sure that happens.